Well, hello everyone. For those of you who are watching, my name is Brady McKenna. Welcome to the first session. I do apologize. We had some technical difficulties getting going, so if we're a little late, my soundboard completely died on me right when we went to go live. So I had to remix and get a new one up and running, but I think we're good to go now. but yeah, anyway, I'm going to be doing kind of a I'm going to be playing you a few different types of songs, and since I've only got a couple people here to interact with at the moment, they're going to just pick one for me, and this is going to be the general format. Every time we have a session, I'll play some general song ideas. Everyone gets to pick which one they want me to go with, and I'm going to go with that, and I'm just going to write music while you're listening and interacting with me. If you would like the energy of the song to go up or down, by all means, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Doesn't mean it's good or it sucks, but just if you want the energy to come up, let me know, and I will watch the screen. And you should have gotten the few of you that signed up here on the website, and those of you who have signed up elsewhere. You can jump in anytime freely, and if you want like a melodic song that you want to paint to, by all means, kind of like maybe give me the middle of the road type thing. Thumbs up if you want the energy to come up. If you're working out and you want something crazy, I'll just go crazy. But let me know. This is open, basically open source music. If you're familiar with open source software. You let everyone just see what you're doing in real time and let everyone collaborate, put their own 2 cents in, and I'm going to try and open my songwriting process up to everyone in the best way I possibly can. If you caught the sessions video, the introduction on the website, that I called the song "The Time Is Right," which this is actually going to be a little bit different than what you heard there. And as you heard in the video, it's done with purpose. I want it to be very open-ended, very different. I play some jazz chords on that one, but I'm going to go a little bit of a different direction today. So, Tim, do you have a preference of what you would like to hear? Because Tim here is going to be drawing and doing some artwork while I'm playing today. So I guess we should turn it over to him since he's the one interacting today. And do you want the energy going up? Do you want it to kind of like have peaks and valleys with the song? Do you want it to just kind of ride up to a peak and then cut off? What do you want to do your artwork to?
Well, man, before I go any sort of further, man, I kind of, I think the first question I want to ask you is, what was the inspiration behind "The Time Is Right"? Because this is how I deal with things as an artist. You know, I like to talk to people who make stuff, and and I want to know what's been your thought process behind that whole kind of song, and then I like that particular, what you got going with "The Time Is Right." I would prefer. It'd be interesting to see what it would be like just taking up a notch. But like I say, man, tell me what was the inspiration behind that? Because that's the thing, man. I mean, reason I mention this is that from someone who's written songs as well, there's always the seed of an idea, and I'm fascinated with how you've come to this idea of even calling it "The Time Is Right," or what started it off. Was it a line? Was it a thought? I mean, tell people, because these are the questions that people never get to hear answer from musicians. So I'll
Yeah.
turn it over to you, my friend.
Well, "The Time Is Right" really stems from, well, sessions is just it's it's the culmination of a lot of different ideas that I've wanted to do for a long time, and I want to, the time truly is right to do a lot of the things I'm wanting to do, and for musicians to connect with people in different ways outside of traditional industries, and really, this is kind of an open-ended name for the first session here, just to kind of give everyone an idea that the time is right to do things like this. So I had actually grabbed some lyrics on the previous video and played them to different chords than what I had actually intended on playing. because I didn't want to give everything away of this first session here, and this is a new song that means a lot to me, and I'm gonna play this one, and it's the lyrics that you heard with different chords. So the time is right, and here it is right now.
Cool one.
Try that one more time. Gotta get this part perfect. I'm all alone, sitting in a room full of people who love me. I can see your road. It's just a bucket of faith. It surrounds you. You're alive, but I can't seem to feel you. Knowing the time is right, you can feel it in your bones. See it in the faces of the long lost souls. Rejected, but they're facing the truth. But you can feel your mind. Take that time to see the world before you. You gotta take your time, take it all in life. I've been reaching changing, I'm rearranging. My mind is lifted away. The time is right. Gonna take a bite now. I never know about which way to go. Oh, could see your road. It's just above the thing that surrounds you. You're alive, but I can't seem to feel a lot of what I just did there was improv, which is what a lot of sessions is going to be all about. I mean, I want people to come here, improvise, draw, paint, write, just off the top of your head, just using, your fellow artists and the inspiration that they provide. And, so, if you liked the direction I was going with that, let me know if it felt like it was missing something, or artistically, like Tim, if you were drawing and like it felt like maybe you hit a creative wall along with me, uh, let me know, and let's draw that wall and then break it down and move forward.
Well, Matt, for me personally, I'm a big fan of, and I love sort of. I'm a big sort of, I think it's called stoner rock or doom rock, and I love, which is the idea of just playing on one chord and playing around with, just sticking on a bit. And it was just when you were playing that then, I thought, man, it was almost one of those, the middle sort of second third of that tune when you really sort of kind of, that would be something to explore. I would like, you know what I mean? I think maybe just carrying around that and really taking that away, because it was kind of like you felt like you were on the beginning of a wave and then it got cut short a bit, and if you just took it off a bit. So do you know what I'm talking about? A bit when you just started to really sort of fly, and just
Yeah.
keep it around that, and you know what I mean? Because I think it's one of them songs that or tune or track that it could definitely go on a lot longer. You know what I mean? Instead of making it a
Yeah.
4-minute cut, you could make it progress it up a bit. So that's just my thoughts as listening to that.
Well, when I used to play with my band, we would do a lot of this. We would take some of my songs and we would be playing live, and sometimes you don't even notice. You get carried away and you just start playing, and we would play like a 20-minute song. And I want to try and use sessions to eliminate the 20-minute song thing, and stop and just ask people where you want it to go, and I'm going to try and let this develop as each session moves on. But this is a very basic song idea I've been working with, and if you would like to move on to something else, I can also move on to something else. The tune I played at the very beginning, when we first went live, that's something that's also I've been working on too. That if that's more along the lines of the feeling that you were going for, which I'll give you a quick taste. That was the and whichever one you kind of like. I want to, since you're the one that's going to be drawing here in a minute, I want to find something that's going to carry your artwork. So what are you feeling? Did you feel the first chunk of that, or do you want to go with what I was just playing here?
I I like the first chunk, man, and I think I mean, you mentioned then about playing for 20 minutes and stuff, man. Do it. That's the whole point. I think the whole well, we got David's just joined us as well now, but man, I like the idea of seeing where your own creativity goes with it. Don't try to sort of think, oh, I've only got a 4 or 5 beats, bars left to go. My thing has always just been just play with it, jam away. I mean, this is what I'm saying. If you've got the ability to almost do an underbeat and then jam over the top of that. Do you know what I mean? So get the chord progression going and then start to maybe do some solos on top of that. I mean, or is that out of your possibilities?
Well, I do have a loop pedal here, and I could do something like that, but I was having the technical difficulties that might prevent me from doing it. So let me try it. If it doesn't work, I apologize
No.
if I break the flow. But we're gonna just jump in and give it a shot and see how it goes. So
Do it, man.
if you like that first part, here we go. This one's actually a little more developed, so you might like this one a little bit more. That second one I did there, that's something I literally wrote a week ago. So maybe we'll save that for the next session when it's a little more developed, and we'll go with this one and see where it goes. So this one is actually has a project name called The Battle Within, which is a Rorschach test for the external forces that cause internal conflict with moral understandings of our world and a lot of that. So you'll hear it. So there's a little more lyrics. So here we go. And it's a little angry. So if you want something a little angry, this is it. I wrote it when I was angry. Started every day. Some will say that they are necessary. Some don't know what they're fighting about. Some will say that they are fighting proud. They won't let go of the battle that they hold. They say there's reason, can't you understand? They'll hollow me and they'll hollow them. Hollow them. Hollow them. 2, 3, 4. Hatred washes through their closed minds. If you wanna stop the time, they would let go and walk away from the world that has now grown cold. Cover up mistakes, they make you break and take your soul. They will not look back and think and make enough to be hollow. Round and round and down and out. Now take it back, now turn around. Turn around.
Nice, man. Perfect. Do you know what I'm thinking then, my friend? I'm just thinking, well, we got David in the conversation. You know when you in the bit when it breaks down and it goes duh 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 duh. But instead of this 1, 2, 3, 4, I was just thinking, what's maybe doing it? And I don't even want to do sort of 1, 2, 3, 4. I was just going to ask David, what's 1 to 4 in Japanese or kind of? Does anyone? I mean, I know un, dos, cuatro, tres is about all I know in any other language of 1 to 4. So
You could say, yi are sansu. Yeah, I think that's Mandarin for 1, 2, 3, 4. Might have that off.
I'm not gonna sit there and correct you, my friend. You know more than me.
In Japanese, it's ichi ni san shi.
Yeah.
Ichi ni san shi.
Yeah.
Oh, I quite like that, but that's a good little catchphrase. Ichi shi no, yeah. See, do you know what I'm talking about? That break when it goes down, though, the dun da da da.
Yeah.
You know, I think something to fill that would be quite good rather than just 1, 2, 3, 4. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's where the production's going to come in. I mean, if you wanted to jump in and record something, I will. I'll sit down. If you like this, I'll sit down and record this. So the next session, it's in the Hangouts audio mixer, and you can go ahead and add something and play with it. Download the stems and do whatever you want. Open source music.
That's what I'm saying. I like the idea of that. Was there any way where you could just, as I'm saying, put that as a level, have that as your bass, and then start to do some? Because I mean, I'm just sitting there looking at those electrics you've got plugged up on your wall behind you, man. I'm thinking we need to sort of like carry that as a bass, and then see where we can take it from there. That's just my thought process.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's give it a shot. I actually tried it a second ago, and it didn't work out too well because I'm gonna actually have to do the drums here. So let me try this. I'm gonna lead back into the same song, but with the drums, and we're gonna see how this sounds. So, 2, 3. Can you hear that?
Perfect, man.
That kind of picked it up a bit. Some know what they're fighting about. Some will say that they are fighting proud. They won't let go of the battle that they hold. Say there's reason, can't you understand? I'm me in the hollow land. I'm dusting off, never take it down. Never gonna stop and they're gonna pick it up off the ground. Now the pieces that you hold, the pieces on the floor, I'm gonna break you now. Never gonna stop till we take the road now. Wars are started every day. Some will say that they are necessary. Some don't know what they are fighting about. Some will say that they are fighting proud. And there you go. That was about as improv as that could get.
Nice, man. That's what I'm saying. We're starting to get there with that tune, man. That's starting to build up. I like that.
Yeah, that's the only problem is I had that problem with the audio board, and I had this set up to where I could have multiple tracks for you. I had to do all that on one track, so usually I have 3 to work with, and I can switch between the 3, but I will save that for the next session because I'm not going to put the audience through the painstaking ordeal of audio check during a session.
Man, so on that one there, what you just did, have you got that now as even with the layered up, is that now actually a basis we could play again and layer it up again even now, or is that?
Yeah, that's recorded right now. I can that's permanently in my board now. Actually, let me save it real quick. Okay, now it's permanent.
and again, what again, that sort of invokes very much. It's invoking some sort of strong thoughts in my mind, man. So again, what was the inspiration? What's the thought behind that? Because you talk about war and you talk about tribes, and you talk. I mean, again, talk me sort of through your sort of your thought process behind this, so I can get these, the juices flowing.
All right, let me take you back.
Yes, take me back.
No, the inspiration for this really, it's about the internal conflicts that you go through in life when there's external conflicts that you have no control over, which unfortunately billions of people in our world have absolutely no control over their fate and future. And this song is very political in nature in terms of reality, not so much. I'm not talking about the whole left-wing, right-wing charade that the world is used to, but I'm talking about real politics when it comes to people dealing with things and problems, and the fact that wars are started every day, and I mean the lyrics say wars are started every day. Some will say they're necessary. Some will say that they're some. Well, it's about, some people knowing what they're fighting about, other people not knowing what they're fighting about, and a lot of times people even say they're fighting proud when they don't even know what they're fighting about, because this world is a very complicated mess of things, and this is really about that complicated mess and the internal external conflict that is very much an internal battle, hence the name, The Battle Within. And it's written from a Rorschach perspective, like a lot of my music, to where anyone can get whatever they want out of it. And that's another reason why I'm wanting to bring it into sessions, is because I want to know what people get out of it. How does that make you feel? What does that make you think of? What kind of art does it take your mind to? And you know, the line of work I work in, I deal with people from all over the world. So it's I see these people, I talk to these people, and it's frustrating to see a lot of the things that you just can't quite control, and it causes this internal battle and struggle of anger that you can't quite let out. And I chose to let it out on my guitar, and that's where it is.
Well, man, I think, I mean, straight away invoking me, which was the first time I heard you play that track on the Ants meeting a few weeks back, was it was just almost a perfect theme tune to where we are right now in this paradigm. You know, we've got almost that mindset of two. You know, we've got the old paradigm and the new paradigm, and they're kind of the battle. That's what's going on. It's kind of basically where we are in this world right now. Do we want, you know, the old world to sort of, you know, to triumph through, or do we want the new world, which is basically one of freedom? And that's like you said, that's an age-old battle, which is why we're here right now. The only reason we're right here right now is because of that very flag of freedom has been flown through loads of, you know, people wanting to control it and put out that flame. So that's immediately. So I'm immediately thinking of you know, almost two worlds, the digital world and the real world, and they're about to sort of merge. And that's the kind of image I've got going on now, like almost nature of. It's that almost the idea of transforming from one to the other, a bit like the almost like there's another one that's hitting straight into my thoughts, and it was again all the films that me and David talked about on our podcast, you know, The Matrix and Lawnmower Man. I'm sort of thinking that whole, we're about to metamorphosize, and that's the thought process that's going through my mind about an image around metamorphoses, or, you know, stepping from one world into another world, or that's the rough ideas that are playing around in my head right now. So
yeah, that's really, I mean, a lot of what I do really plays into a lot of what you're saying, and you know, I'm going to be taking a lot of what we talk about, the conversations we have in sessions and at the Ants meeting, because it's perfect inspiration for music, because we're dealing with real world problems and people's lives and well-being, and this is where we're at now, and I love it. I mean, this is so, if you, the words you're saying at one of these sessions slips into a song, by all means, trust me, you'll probably get a tip on one of your addresses you've provided for me.
Well, man, I've kind of said my piece, man, and we've got and Edward's joined here and David's joined us. So, man, I kind of, you know, I don't want to make this all about me talking away. Please, just everyone else sort of contribute, because I can sit and draw away then. So I'm going to shush now and then open it up to everyone else.
Yeah, please. This is the mid feedback session. I don't know how much you guys have heard. Edward, you're welcome to jump in here if you'd like. It's a pleasure to meet you, and thanks for jumping in. And if you have any feedback, did you get to hear the song? Where are you at here?
Oh, hey, hello.
Hey, we got you.
Yes, yes. Sorry, I just came from my work and I'm really tired. And no, I didn't really hear the song, but good to see you, bros. Finally, you know.
Yeah, no worries. We'll be playing a little bit more. This is kind of the mid intermission here, so we'll be playing a little more here in just a little bit. But I don't want to keep the session too long. For you guys' opinion, if you're sitting in on one of these sessions, what would be a comfortable time, like time frame? Would you want an hour, 2 hours? Like how long would you be comfortable sitting through one of these?
Well, can I just say there, if I was jumping quickly, I don't ever, my motto in life has always been never be a slave to that clock unless you have to be. So I don't care. So it's gonna be as long as short, man. That's that. You know, creation is an open-ended book, but that's just me. So I will, like I say, that's just my perspective.
Yeah. No, that's great. Well, I'll play a bit more for you, and if you like what you hear, let's do this. would you like for me to move on to another one? Would you like me to elaborate on that a bit more and maybe try it in a slightly different tone and style?
Well, I'll tell you what. For the fact that Edward's just joined, I'm quite happy to sort of like, maybe the bit you've already recorded and play over the top of that. But again, that's just my opinion. Please, David, you were going to say, hand over.
I was just going to add in something before you move on to the next one. The impression I got from the song and the tune and the mood was is that we're all kind of like slaving away, trying to find a way out.
Yeah.
And it never ends. It's very depressing, to be honest. It gives me the impression that it's a very depressing thing because there's like no solution. I kind of get this visualization that I'm standing in an empty field that's burnt from ash, and little fires here and there from the war, and I'm looking around for other people that can relate, but there's just nobody to turn to. It's kind of feel like I'm alone.
Okay, well, I really appreciate that feedback. In fact, as we start moving into some of the visual aspects, you'll probably see some of that come out in the artwork. And the interesting thing is, I'm sure we're gonna actually see what you're envisioning in your head manifest in probably the session's mural and artwork and videos and all of that. So let me play that again, but I'll tell you what, since you said that, I'm going to actually take this song a slightly different direction. And it's not going to be today, of course, because it's going to take me some time to allow the metamorphosis to happen. But I'm going to take this song into a different direction that pulls you out of that burnt, ashy field. And that's going to be my goal for the conclusion of this song.
That would be good.
Okay, great. Well, let's do that, and I'll see what I can do right now. But the song stems from anger, so it's gonna be really difficult to pull out of that and into something else. But I'll see what I'll do, and I'm gonna try a slightly different style with the song to see how it works out. And I'll try it slightly without a pick this time, so it's got a softer tone. Wars are started every day. Some will say that they are necessary. Some don't know what they are fighting about. Some will say that they are fighting proud. They won't let go of the battle that they hold. They say there's reason, can't you understand? They'll hollow me and they'll hollow them. I can feel the clouds lift away. Smoke is bellowing, but I can see my way. I can fall
Wow, it was fun to hear that. Will you put this on the Safe network?
I'm gonna put it everywhere. It's this is what you're hearing here is going to be very exclusive to the sessions because I have a really bad habit of not being able to play the same thing twice and improvising like it's everything I play is jazz music.
Yes.
But so I hope you enjoy this because this is probably the only place you're going to hear that specific version. So it's a very
Okay.
exclusive thing.
Okay,
But
wow, that's unique. Because don't you record the thing, the stuff that
well,
you
it's
make
being
right now?
recorded. It's going live to YouTube right now as we're talking. So that's gonna. If you want to hear it again,
Yes.
then you can go to YouTube. But I'm gonna be doing some clips and clipping out some of the best pieces of each session and taking them into the studio and playing around with them, letting other people collaborate and play. There's actually a multi-track recorder right here in Hangouts, and I'm gonna be using that here pretty soon to let people play with the studio versions of a lot of these ideas and take it their own direction if they're a musician and choose to do that.
Wow, okay.
It's
Interesting.
it's open source music, man. I mean, just if you want to play with it, go for it. Play with it. It's all under the Creative Commons licenses, and you can actually go see the specific Creative Commons license if you click at the bottom of the website on my banner. That's not up. I had some technical difficulties up. Let me make sure my banner's up for everyone here.
Sessionsmedia.com.
There you go. Sessions Media.
.com.
No, not .com, just
I
sessions.com.
know. I'm joking, man.
It's sessions.com.com.com.
.com. Okay.
We're getting rid of the .coms, man.
I mean, the other thing as well, I mean, just to let you know, Edward, I mean, these are kind of what we're trying to illustrate here is kind of the early steps of basically where the safe network and where we kind of like, something like N99 is going to go to, because this is the idea of what we're talking about, really. It's like the whole paradigm is about the shift into where one of just musicians all being, doing their stuff and not being rewarded into a paradigm where we're going to all collaborate and get rewarded for it. So this is, these are the very early steps towards, I think towards.
Making copyright obsolete.
I mean, exactly. And as I always said, Brady, it's going to be great. I mean, every track you're doing right now in the future, like saying, but put up on N99, and that's you rewarded forever and ever and ever to a day, man. And that's the point. Some maybe fly off and be really big hits, others may not. But that's the great thing about what's coming with the Safe Network is that everybody has the ability to put up their stuff and get rewarded, and not just and with no middlemen. And that's just. This is where we're kind of like David, like you just said earlier on. We're in that field at the moment, looking out of the burnt ashes. But the new world is being built slowly by slowly. It's step by step, and the new world is one of we said all the way along, no middlemen. And that may be scary to some, and comforting to others, and really inspire a lot of other people. But that's the where we are, and I've always said, and I think you're exactly the same, Brady. And that's the whole point of this is. Musicians are just all we want to do is just create, and we just want to collaborate and meet each other, and this is the whole point of sessions, I think, and it's only going to become a bigger thing in the future, I think.
Yep. On a side note, you were talking about rewards. Specifically, anyone here who has a Bitcoin address for me, please post it in the chat for me because I'm basically collecting Bitcoin addresses like I collect email addresses, but instead of only being able to like connect with people in the future with a message, I can tip you later. And I'm a big advocate of the tipping economy. So please, if you would, post a Bitcoin address in the chat for me. That way I can connect with you. And the reward system works the way I intend.
Because do you know pro tip?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to be using Pro Tip because it's convenient because then I can just subscribe to all those Bitcoin addresses.
Yes, because you can use it for yourself also,
Uh-huh.
especially with sessions that you do.
Yeah.
Pro tip would be a real handy tool to use for such things.
Yep. I already have it set up in my browser right now, and that's actually where your address is going to go if you give it to me. It's right into Pro Tip.
Uh, because I'm not really into bitcoins right now to be paid for it, you know, because I'm not really doing anything creative. I only talk about gibberish.
Hey, that's okay, but my point is, like I said, I'm big on the tipping economy, and the fact that you're here interacting with me and participating. I'm big on tipping people on interactions, not so much like, hey, I tipped you because you did something specific. If you look at the website, it says I encourage a lot of the musicians to, you know, buy people lunch if they choose to sit in on a session, because that's, I really believe that. But if you're not into Bitcoin, whatever you are into, let me know. I mean, we do have this handy tool called Shapeshift now, and I can just send you whatever you want. Or if you want, just make sure I have your email address, and the rewards are going to be very much what you see Tim doing right there. We're going to be doing like signed copies of artwork and pieces of the mural and exclusive pieces of art given to the people who participate. So if you don't, if Bitcoin's not your thing, then send me your email address and I can connect with you that way and enter you into contests that we'll be doing.
No, I do like bitcoins, but the thing with bitcoins is right now my favorite is MadeSafe coin, and especially due to the Safe network and how it works, you know, because when
Yeah.
I look at the Safe network, I can see the logic in everything in that.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
with
Well, give me a
Bitcoin,
SafeCoin
it's just
address.
difficult. um, because this is the first time that I'm in a hangout. I don't really know what the heck I got myself into. You know, I don't even know how to add my Bitcoin address.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, I just want to connect with everyone that's here, and even if you just want to come to a future session, that's fine. But uh, the distributing artwork is going to be a big thing, so I would like to connect with people so we can really make the listeners and our artists a part of this. It's about making sure everyone is a part of the creative process. Because let's face it, if Edward, if you weren't here right now listening to my music,
Yes,
this would be nothing, because art is nothing without someone to appreciate it. It's like a tree falling in the woods with no one around to hear it. It doesn't really. It's not really a thing, you know.
true,
So
true. That's true. But the beautiful thing about Google Hangout is that right now it's being recorded, so it will be on the internet forever, I guess.
yep.
Because do you know about Alexandria.media?
Yeah, my music's on Alexandria right now too. You can actually go get it there as well.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's on every blockchain platform you can probably think of. I'm a blockchain junkie. If you
Wow, okay.
haven't noticed, I've been on every platform. I've played with everything. Yeah, I'm big on all the technology, and yeah, so you'll be able to find me around, but it's not on any traditional media yet. Some people call me a hipster because of that, but it's mainly just because I'm lazy.
Hey, hipster Brady, man, I'm liking it.
um,
Uh,
on a side note, I'm gonna play a different song here in a second. That's gonna lighten the mood a little bit, because David was left in a burnt, ashy field, and I didn't want to leave him like that. So I'm gonna bring him out of that burnt, ashy field with a song about how words can be very powerful, and you need to take them with a grain of salt, because they might leave you in a burnt, ashy field. This has got a light-hearted feeling, so I hope you enjoy. so powerful. They can lift you up so high. They can bring you down. Just let them fly away. Now I see I'm on a different side. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. They're just simple words in your head. Now I see. Words can be so powerful. They can lift you up so high. They can bring you down. Just let them fly away. Now I see on a different side. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. They're just simple words in your head. Take it on and never know. Silly on and never know. I've been on and I've again. Words can be so powerful. They can lift you up so high.
Wow, amazing, man. I can't believe that I'm listening to a live session right now, you know? This is this is so unreal, you know? This
Well, I'm
this
glad you enjoyed it. It's
no,
just
I
gonna get
really
better from here.
enjoyed it, you know? And it's like really rich, you know, to have such a live session.
Well, there's some new equipment I'm hoping to do some fundraising to get a hold of that like it allows like real time recording and playing back and forth with people, and hopefully we'll have better audio quality and like real nice sounding sessions here in the near future. But this is just a beginning thing, just to really get the audience engaged more than anything else. Musicians, we can all send our tracks back and forth and make these really nice sounding studio quality versions, but this is about engaging listeners. So, Edward, David, anyone else who's out there, Rich, you're muted. If you're away from your computer, sit back down and listen. uh, Everyone, thank you for being here, and I really appreciate it. We're getting up there on time, so I'm gonna cut it a little short, but I will play everyone a little bit more if you would like, or if you want to talk about the project or have feedback, we can do a question and answer session. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Q&A.
You want to do Q&A?
Yeah.
Shoot a question at me.
So when you record these sessions, are you providing a way for people to add stuff to the track, or just is for creative feedback?
For now, this is the very first few sessions, so it's just more so creative feedback at the moment, and it's always going to be that for just listeners if you're not really an artistic type or musician or anything. But I'm really wanting to get everyone on board. I mean, I have a friend who's a writer. He's probably going to be on some of these, and I'm going to be. I really like his writing a lot, so I'm going to be playing some tracks and just reading some of the stuff he does. But yeah, there's a multi-track recorder built right into the Google Hangouts, and I'm going to be putting a lot of the stems and tracks in there, so anyone can play them, download them, alter them, however you want. Are you a musician?
No, no, I'm not. Far from it.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I'm creative when it comes to development.
yeah.
I'm a tech person.
Yeah, well, there's going to be room for that too. I mean, I'm going to be trying to develop ways to fundraise, because my biggest thing here is on this session specifically. I'm going to be getting a Bitcoin tipping address that is set up on a splitting. It's a splitting address that's going to be putting a percentage of anything that comes into it for this song and these sessions to go to the Michael J. Fox Foundation, because I have a friend who has Parkinson's disease, and he's been doing a lot of promotional work for the Michael J. Fox Foundation, and I'm going to be donating anything I make from a lot of these sessions
Right on.
to that. So that's where my head's at on that. Why were you asking? Do you know people, or are you wondering how I'm opening it up in those terms?
Well, because I'm gonna make a video tutorial on farming, and I was just thinking about your song, maybe not the lyrics, but the tune itself as a
Hmm.
background. And I
Yeah,
wanted to do a narration with John, because John's very good narration. John Fergus.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, you know who John is, right?
yeah. Of course, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, I
So
see.
I would make the visuals on the tutorial, like how to do this and how to do that. John would narrate, and I think that your song would make like a real cool background music, at least for an intro. You know,
Okay.
the depressed part, right?
Yeah,
So we're
yeah,
at war,
yeah,
technically.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I'm not criticizing. I'm saying that's just how I'm viewing it. As you know, that's the mood of the song. In the
yeah,
beginning, it's very depressing that we're at war, and it feels like there's no way out. We're looking at a field of ash, and then it kind of translate visually, because that soldier's going to put down his rifle and start cultivating the land, and out of the ashes comes these new plants and farming,
mm-hmm,
and that plays well into, we're describing digital farming, maybe not physical, but it's digital farming, and that's like the solution. That's the answer to getting out of this post-apocalyptic, financially depressed
yeah.
Armageddon.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's actually another reason why I'm wanting to bring people into sessions is because I want to hear what you need. Because if you liked a song and the lyrics didn't really work for the project you want, I'll pull them out and I'll do like just a instrumental version just for whatever you're doing, and I'm already inspired by the work you do and pretty much the work everyone that I've met is doing. It's nothing short of inspirational. So
No, I think the lyrics are great. I just can't use it because it overlaps the narration part. When,
yeah, yeah.
because John will be talking about, this is the save network we're building and this is how we start farming, and so it'll clash with the lyrics.
No.
But
That's
the
that's
background
fine.
tune would be awesome, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I can do that for you. I'm gonna have an instrumental version of all the
Yeah,
songs,
yeah.
and then a lyrical version of all the songs. What I want to do is try and find somebody who can take and transpose my lyrics onto like cello or something, and use that, so where you still have the melody and harmony, but it's less lyrical, and it could probably work with what you're doing a lot better.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but yeah, that's where I'm going. If you know any celloists, let me know because piano and cello. Those are my favorite instruments.
Because do you use VSTs?
What is it?
Do you use VSTs?
I'm not. Yeah, I do. I use. I'm a little limited on some of them. I just started playing with a lot of them, but I'm still honing my skills in the studio. But yeah, I do use a lot of ESTs.
Because they can basically help you to find every instrument. It just depends on which studio, which DAW you use to make the music. Because I myself am a musician, but I'm way too lazy. Uh, no, I'm really too lazy. I make music, but I don't really do anything with it because I'm still waiting on an object from Star Trek that can interpret my music.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's fine. That's actually you should bring your music to a session. You should host your own session with your own music and just open it up to people. If you're not doing anything with it, I mean that's what I'm doing. I don't really do a whole lot with my music. I used to play live mostly, and I'm just now starting to really focus on studio stuff. But this is really my excuse to keep playing and keep writing and do something with it. So you should do that. Make it your excuse to do something with your music. Host a session because
Uh,
this is a template. It's not. I'm not a business. I'm not. It's just a template and of ideas and open source tools for anyone to utilize.
yes, because it's really fun to hear you live, bro. It's unfortunately that not a lot of more people have come to this session. You know, it's really fun.
Yeah, we didn't do the greatest on advertising this one, but I just want the consistency. We're going to be doing two a month is the idea, and we're going to try and cater to both sides of the planet so we can get both time zones. Which is why I'm doing an earlier afternoon one for where I'm at here. It's 3:30 where I'm at right now. So, but I'm going to be doing a later one for people in my time zone. Not today, but those will be coming in the future. But this one is going to be around the same time every month.
Because have you heard of Patreon?
Yeah, I have. There's
Not that that is really suitable for you because really the Safe Network can do a better job for you, I think, in the future.
yeah. Well, I agree. I think a lot of these technologies are going to be a no-brainer for musicians once they understand what's going on and how it can be used. Not to mention, when I want to split payments between charities and co-writers and everything, I don't even need a smart contract. I just send a payment to an address, a splitting address, and boom, everyone just got paid. And if they want to have it dumped in some account that automatically converts to U.S. dollars, then whatever platform they have available in their country, they can do that. I mean, it's endless on what we can do right now. But for the charity side of things, I'm just going to keep sending that splitting address to one I'm controlling at the moment, and hopefully I can get the charities on board with this because it's nothing but a benefit for them. And my friend who has Parkinson's, want to show him because he's a musician as well, and I want him to see that there's still things he can do even if he's having a hard time playing as the years go on.
Wow, amazing.
Well, and the other thing I'd just like to add there, Brady, I mean, just on that very thing about the charities and stuff, man, I'm not really particularly giving mine to charity, but mine's anything anyone sends to anything at my end or whatever, will be going to a documentary from two American guys called Black Rose Project, which is a reaction to the film or documentary that came out a couple of years ago called The Whiteness Project, which is basically giving a white perspective of race, and they've done it from the other point of view, just giving a very open conversation, which is the same sort of thing, and hopefully they're going to come onto the sessions because their whole thesis behind their documentaries to get everybody talking about the real race issues, and rather than just trying to feel that they then narrowed into sort of some box either way. So yeah, that's the Black Rose Project. Again, recommending everyone else to go and check that out. Edward, I have to ask there, man, what part of the world are you in? Because you said you were a musician, and the reason I asked, because we started off this session with one of Brady's tracks, and there's a section in it where it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and we already had the Japanese version, and I was just wondering what part of the world are you in, and what would be the 1 to 4 in your where you are?
I'm living in the Netherlands.
Oh, okay, cool, man.
Yes, and it's just 1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've learned something new tonight, man. We've been educational. We've learned 1 to 4 in 3 languages.
That's great. That's actually another thing I want to focus on is teaching people about technologies, tools. Education is going to be a big thing. I think that's the key to getting the world in a better place, is really making sure education globally is just doing nothing but getting better.
Well, on that one, Brady, I'll have to throw another question back to you, my friend. I saw you playing it. You barred your guitar there. So what were the just for people out there who maybe listening and stuff? What were the 3 chord? What was the chord progression of that? And explain to people who aren't musicians why you put the bar on the guitar. People always notice that, and they say, "Well, what is that thing you've got down the halfway?" Now, to people who aren't musicians, explain to them what you're doing by barring the music there.
That's the capo, and you'll notice it's not a typical capo if you recognize it. It's only going halfway across and has the high E open, so I can do some extra lead sounding things thrown into the lower end. But if you look, I've got it in drop D, so when you play just those 2 chords, it's just basically a typical basic chord that you can mimic the sound of the bass guitar and just be like. And if I have the high one open, it's almost like having a bassist and guitarist with me at the same time, and I jump back and forth, and the lyrics of this song say and now I'm on the other side, which is I was literally stuck on the lyrics and didn't know where else to go. And then I jumped to the other side of the capo, and I said, and now I'm on the other side. So that's actually how that song worked out lyrically anyway. I was quite literally saying I'm on the other side. So, but that's just the capo I use. I've actually got a few different ones. I have my sawed off capo, which I quite literally took a hacksaw to and cut it off halfway so I could do this. But then I found this one that had the arch over the high E string, so that actually sounded a little better. But I still use this one for a few other songs too, and it's just fun. It just gives you a different tonal range, but you get kind of stuck in that one chord range. But a lot of people like 1 to 2 chord songs. I mean, everyone loves pop music. Those are all 4 chord songs and all the same 4 chords. So.
Well, my friend, as usual, there's always a lot of things lost in translation. And for the anyone maybe in the future listening to this, who's in this part of the world, that's capo.
Yeah.
I know you like to do, capos and stuff, but yeah, for anyone in England, man, that's capo.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's good. See, I'm learning there too. And maybe I'll just start using alternative wordings for it because I'm a Southern American, so I've got that down south Southern. And I'll even say y'all every now and then. And I try to catch myself, but you know.
America, man.
What are you gonna do? I try to hide it, but I'm a Southern American.
Well, like I said, Brady, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but the last time you played it, man, I was jamming away perfectly, and hopefully in the future we can get some sort of ways of, up boosting this and doing that live, man. But it was a really nice little tune to sort of to sort of play around and jam with, man. So
Yeah, yeah. Play the session back here pretty soon. I think, and keep playing with it. And if you get something solid, we'll figure out a way to get them recorded and get them all in the studio together. If you haven't yet, you might want to check out Ohm Studio, OHM. Ohm Studio is really neat to play around with other musicians live. I was working with someone sequencing drums on a track that I have on there. I could hear him putting the bass and the hi-hat and the cymbals all in as he was doing it in real time, and watching him drag my tracks around. And, it's amazing that we can do this in real time now. So if you're interested in that, by all
Brady.
means, do it.
Brady,
Yeah.
why are you confronting me with my past? Because I actually own studio. I bought it
Oh, really?
the moment when it started, but I don't even use it.
No, you should check it out. I mean,
Yes,
I
I know. It's really nice to collaborate with other musicians, but like I told you, I'm really lazy with that stuff.
I don't think with a lot of musicians it's not even laziness. It's just like we have all these other things going on in our lives, and we don't get to just sit down and do what we truly enjoy, and that's be creative and relax and enjoy life and make new things. And hopefully we get to a point where we can all sit around and do that one day.
Yes.
man, can I speak on that, man? And I want to elaborate on that. And being a creative person in musician and arts and stuff like that, man, I think there is a and I would probably agree with Edward Moore, man. There is a tendency to be very lazy as artists, and I wouldn't say the word lazy. That's just something the world chucks out, but there's definite resistance that us creative people have to fight. It's a resistance of not doing. It's a resistance of not. Life is full of distractions, and I think that's where maybe the laziness, we judge ourselves as being lazy. That's where it comes in, and that fight in the resistance, man, of life itself is something, the struggles that we all creative people fight. And then and I think sometimes, and I only sort of, my thoughts on this was a long time ago. I learned this just to drop the weight of feeling I had to sort of create on time or working under the slave, under the clock. But equally, it's a resistance. Then if you drop the slave to the clock mentality, you can just. I feel you, brother Edward, man. I've been there many times, and you feel like, projects left alone. And that's why I always try to, if I get a project going, I try to sort of almost now in my stage I am in my life now, I think at least complete that, at least do a step towards completing it, because if not, you just get this whole set of projects you never get to done, and that's when you never get to finish anything, and people go, oh, you lazy sod. But in actual fact, you got it all bubbling under. So that's just my 2 penny thought, man. I understand that resistance, man.
I think what a lot of creative people do is very scatterbrained by nature and are thinking about a lot of different things, learning about a lot of different things, and you get spread out across different projects. And I think the trick to being a creative person is learning to focus enough to at least get something almost finished, even if it's not totally finished. Like I mentioned before on the last pre-session session, the Mona Lisa was, that's still not done, and it's how old now? We've got artwork that it isn't done. But it's world famous, and I think that is art, is the fact that it should just keep going. And that's really a big point that I want to hit home with sessions, is the fact that the next time you hear these songs, they're going to be totally different versions. They might gain different names because of your input. David mentioned the visualizations he was getting while listening to it, and who knows, maybe we should take it in that direction, because if that's the mental images people are getting, then it's only right. I'm only one brain. I might as well take your input and make the song yours.
Go for it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and again, this would be a really good point to, sort of like sort of point out the fact that one of the ideas we mentioned there, the artwork with any of the image, and I again thank you, David. Man, I got some great thought process sparked from what you mentioned about how you saw the burning fields and stuff. But the idea, what we're going to do is we're going to put it on one A4 bit of paper with the lyrics on the back, and then that can be made into a little booklet, which again I'll put up on the show notes and stuff. And then the idea is that people can print that off, and they've got a poster and the lyrics, and it's a way of just distributing, which again the lyrics can be added to and stuff like that. But these are, what I'm saying, these are all, as you said, Brady, man, this is the first step along a journey that well, as you said, man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a ride, as Bill Hicks said, man. It's going to be a ride. So just to let you know, I mean, I'll be keeping people up and dating on that. And again, that will be put up on the mural and the sessions, the mural page, which people can add to. And again, and this is the whole point of what the whole thought process of what we're trying to get to in this whole sessions thing is the idea that it's life in itself is a complete live process. It's always forming itself. It's never solid. As you said, Brady. I mean, even a piece of music that's written down on a piece of paper, man, it's only ever down to the interpretation of the person playing it in the moment they are, and that's the beauty of where music is, and that's what I really want to. I think our aim of this whole project is just to hopefully highlight and make that thought process really start to bloom in our society, in the world we live in, that it is a live thing, and everybody can contribute, anybody, and that's the whole point of it. So we're all there to, as I say many times, creation inspires creation. That's what we're here for.
Yep. The creativity is never finite, and the chaos of creativity generally spawns some amazing things, and especially when you collaborate with other people and take it new directions and think outside of your current little bubble you might be stuck in creatively, and hand it off to someone else. Let it go, just let it move and flow, change, and see what comes of it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brady, man, I don't know what you want to finish on, whether you want to finish on one of the tracks that we've been playing, or we just want to go out of a straight kind of bluesy thing, man. Do a C, D, and F bluesy thing. I don't know what you want to do, man. I'm happy to do whatever you want to do, man. I'll hand it over to you, or maybe we should hand it over to David and Edward, and they can decide what we want, where we crash this first session, man.
Let's do that, because they were kind enough to sit in on this session, and I think it's only right that
definitely, man,
their session. It's you guys.
No, Brady. In my opinion, it's your session, because you're jamming away, and it's just fun to hear you jam away,
All right. Well, I'm gonna play one that you can actually find on Library of Alexandria and BitTunes and Torrents and SoundCloud and maybe a few other places. And this one, let me tune up really quick. Okay. This one I actually wrote for a bunch of my family members, and it's kind of a personal song for me, and it's a bluesy style one, bluesy jazzy style one. So here you go. Whoa, take it slowly. Father said, just take your time. Everything looks brighter, baby, when you read between the lines. I know you're lonely, brother, be there. I'm only there half the time. Shake it out, your sister's waiting. A mother's hard, but hard to leave. Brothers, sisters, mothers, sons, fathers, daughters on the run. Gotta shake it out, shake it out now. Who you are may leave from time to time. If you give it up, you'll lose your blinded mind. Gotta feel love for who you are. Even if you're crazy and beyond the stars, give it up now, baby, give it up now, baby, give it up now, baby, because focus of the mind can be directly affected by the mind's perspective within a piece objective. See what you want, but then the first inspection, but the second recession, feel your mind explore. See what you want till the lines unfold. Don't break it apart and let it take a hold. Follow your heart, yeah, let your mind just flow. Let your mind just flow, let your mind just flow. With benign, directed within a time connection, you feel the lies and the pressure of your own control. You see what you want because your thoughts are not feel the same damn way that we did before. Take it slowly, take your time before you go. Another light's slowly fading. I'm on the path, is all I know. Nothing is as what it seems now, like as above and so below. Reckon I should get some sleep now, before the night is all I know. Brothers, sisters, mothers, sons, fathers, daughters on the run. Gotta shake it up, shake it up now. Who you are may leave from time to time. If you give it up, you lose your blinded mind. Gotta feel love for who you are, even if you're crazy and beyond the stars. Never give it up now, baby, give it up now, baby, give it up now, baby, because focus to the mind can be directly affected by the mind's perspective within a piece objective. You see what you want because your thoughts are enough.
Wow. Fun stuff. Really fun stuff.
Perfect,
That's
man.
the name of that song is "Shake It Out."
Yes,
And,
I know. I see it on Alexandria.
oh,
Media.
awesome, cool. All right, thanks for looking.
Perfect, man. Well, for me, it's Scotland, man. From Netherlands, from America, and America, man. It was a great first session, man. And from me over in Scotland, man. Life is people, people.
Thanks. See